Hello everyone. Today I'm going to share a short presentation comparing two of the most famous cities in my home country, Indonesia, Jakarta and Yogyakarta. Both of these cities are actually incredibly important urban and historical hubs for our nation. Although they share this high status, they are completely different when it comes to their overall urban atmosphere, how they preserve their culture and their everyday cost of living. First, let's talk about the urban atmosphere of and the daily pace of life. Typically, Jakarta is known as a massive fast-paced global metropolis. It is filled with skyscraper, huge mall, and a very complex transportation networks to support millions of busy workers. The energy there is always high, but it can also be quite stressful. In contrast, Yogyakarta has a much slower and more relaxed rhythm. You will see mostly low-rise buildings and traditional markets. Instead of the corporate hustle, people in Yogyakarta really prioritize community and a balanced lifestyle. Next, my second point is about cultural presentation. Yogyakarta is widely celebrated as the cultural soul of Java. The community and the local government actively cultivate traditional arts, Japanese dance, and customs centered around the Sultan's palace. This gives the city a deeply unique identity that globalization hasn't changed. Conversely, Jakarta focused most heavily on modernization, international business, and cosmopolitan trends. It has turned into a giant modern melting pot where global pop culture often overshadows local tradition. Finally, let's look at the economic side, specifically the cost of living, because Jakarta is the country's financial engine. Living there requires an extensive budget for housing, food, daily needs. On the other hand, Yogyakarta is famous nationwide for being incredibly affordable, which makes it a paradise for students. The lower price in Yogyakarta permit you to enjoy a very comfortable and peaceful life without the heavy financial pressure you usually experience in the capital city. In conclusion, Jakarta and Yogyakarta perfectly show the amazing diversity we have in Indonesia. Jakarta stands out as a complex and extensive center for economic growth, whereas Yogyakarta remains a unique sanctuary for traditional value and affordable living. Both cities are great in their own way, and together they prove that a country can move fast into the future without losing its cultural roots. Thank you so much for your time and for listening to my speech.